Right, okay, we are recording. Mic check. Yep. Video check. Yep. Fantastic. Right, guys, so for any point during the demonstration or the AMA, you got anything you want to ask, just pop them in event questions, which will be at the top of the AMA channel, and hopefully closer to the end. If anyone's got any good questions, we can look at those and well, hopefully we can answer them. So you will have to excuse me. I'm very sick or fallen ill over Christmas again, due to the nature of the cold weather and everything like that. But it's nothing like the US is facing over here in the UK. So it's been a really exciting time over the past week and a half, 10 days. We released the cross-chain swap shortly before Christmas, which I think actually was a really good time to release it, mostly because not everyone is around now, so it sort of enables us to maybe iron out any unforeseen issues that we had, but so far it's been absolutely fantastic. The feedback that we have has been overwhelmingly positive. So before we jump into cross-chain swaps, I'm just going to very quickly recap some of the highlights from December and leading into January. So if you hadn't heard, we managed to launch on the Aptos chain. So we expanded to Aptos. It's very interesting. We're in a lot of chats with the Aptos core team, and we've now basically expanded with full support for Pontem. I think it's Ox, Ditto that we got written down here, Aptos Swap, Anime Swap, Iconia, Basic, Tortuga, Cetus, and Obrick. There is at the moment there is a sizable amount of liquidity on Aptos, but it is our view that going into next year, going into 2023, this chain, much like Near that we integrated, is just going to go on to do bigger and better things. But again, we've launched full API SDK widget support. So yeah, if you're looking at building anything on Aptos and want to give us a try, then by all means, you can plug into the OpenOcean API and you can have all that power at your fingertips. So I'm just going to very quickly jump on here and just show you that if you haven't already, if you're not familiar with Aptos, go and have a look into it and have a learn about it, because it's very interesting, the technology and the throughput that the network is capable of doing. So here we can see, I've got my charts loaded for Aptos and USDT, and we can actively, even though I'm doing a small trade, we can actively see, you see we're routing through Pontem, we're routing through Oxswap as well. So if you're into Aptos or you got any friends who use Aptos, as always, give them a recommendation to use the OpenOcean DEX aggregator. And that was, so we integrated Aptos at the start of the month, but we hadn't actually announced it because we hadn't actually so we'd integrated them, but we hadn't gone fully live with it yet. But that is all fully live, working and released now. And so the next thing, it's just my example. So the next thing we had rolled out for a while, but we hadn't really announced it. Most because we wanted to get a lot of the community and users feedback on how limit orders on Arbitrum, how they were finding it, and these have actually gone down pretty successfully. We're seeing a significant rise in the amount of limit orders coming through, not only on Arbitrum but across all of our chains. And Arbitrum, along with Optimism, is actually doing really good strides at the moment. I think we actually posted out a tweet about it really recently. Just is discussing the TVL across ETH chains. I think we posted about it. So that's the ETH holders. We posted about it here. So Ethereum now makes up for 70% of all TVL in DeFi. And that is inclusive of layer 2. So you can see that even though ETH still remains a huge chunk, the likes of Optimism, Arbitrum are actually growing at a bigger rate. So whether or not Ethereum is the home for DeFi in the future, that might not be seen, but I think we need to be really focused on the chains and the networks that are basically encourage, that we can look at to encourage our growth and build the community. And so the gasless limit orders are, it was a flexible tool that we introduced to the community. So you can set your limit buys all the way down. So I'm going to go on here, all the way down to, let's say on ETH, I can set buys all the way down to $500. And I don't need to use any gas to make those orders. As long as the required tokens are in my wallet at the time when the price is matched, at your request price, it will then push the trade through. And so we use a hybrid pricing model, which coincides AMM and RFQ. So we can use both of those technologies to help get really good, push through really good limit trades. So limit trades on Arbitrum so far have been really, really good, and we're seeing a huge uptick. And yeah, it's good to focus on these L2 chains that are necessarily getting a lot of traction at the moment. So it's really exciting from our perspective. So sort of halfway through January, we announced we announced our integration with RETH from Rocket Pool. If you don't know, Rocket Pool is a very popular liquid ETH staking derivative. It's a decentralized Ethereum staking pool. They got a lot of nodes. So basically all you have to do is you can stake your ETH, or you can stake your ETH and run a node as well, but you can do it from as little as 0.01 ETH. But we've fully integrated Rocket Pool into OpenOcean in terms of the token. So you're going to get if you want to take part in liquid ETH staking through OpenOcean, you can buy RETH at the best rates, and so you can swap your ETH into RETH, or you can swap stable coins and then take them over to Rocket Pool and stake. This is very exciting. I mean, liquid ETH staking is, we're seeing a huge rise in liquid staking, not only on Ethereum, but other chains like BNB. And so it's really, really exciting, the fact that we've enabled the OpenOcean community to get the absolute best rates on these. So very, very excited, and probably what we all came here for, and the very, very exciting thing that we've all been talking about recently is our one-click cross-chain swap aggregator. So what we've actually developed is a fantastic, you might have seen us talking about it on Twitter or on Discord, and we shout pretty loudly. Is our brand new cross-chain swap. So it's been in the works for a little while, and it's it's taken a little bit of extra time to get right, but we don't want to release tools that we feel like are going to be ineffective in the long run. We release tools and content for the community, and ideally for us, the community comes first. Just a very quick reminder, if you've got any questions, pop them in the event questions on the top of the AMA channel, and then hopefully by the end we'll be able to circle back and get to those. And just a reminder that we're also recording this, so this will be available later on. And so our cross-chain swap is really, really exciting. So far we've launched on, Ethereum, BNB Chain, Polygon, Phantom, and Arbitrum. And what this does is, if you don't know already, the cross-chain swap integrates the best parts of OpenOcean with the best parts of DeFi composability. So we've partnered up with two other partners, which are Multi-Chain and Seller. I'll go into those a little bit more in a moment. And what this does is this allows you to swap from one token on, we're just going to load up a trade here while I'm talking about it. It allows you to load up one token on one network. It allows you to very simply bridge that token to another network and then swap into that token. So as we can see here, so I'm on Avalanche. I've got 3 wrapped AVAX, as we can see here, and I'm looking to go, let's say I'm going to go to OOE, it's the OOE token, and I'm going to go on the BNB chain. So we can see here what the actual process is. So what we do is we got the multi-chain and the seller bridge. With the multi-chain, we take our wrapped AVAX, we convert it into USDCE, which then sends it through the multi-chain bridge. And that then will convert it into USDC and then swap onto OOE on our end. And we can see here the total amount that we're going to estimated received. the estimated arrival time, and the total cost. And actually, for a program that integrates all of these features, not only are you saving time with the cross-chain swap, hunting down specific sites, bridging sites, making sure they've got sufficient liquidity, it's all doing it here on the fly. And as you can see, actually, we're just refreshing the quote, and it's always constantly refreshing it, trying to get us the best quote. So I'm actually going to do two today while we talk about them. We're going to do one first through the multi-chain bridge, and then we'll do one through the seller bridge. So I'm going to approve my transferal. I'm going to do, let's do 2 wrapped AVAX to OOE. So we just put in our quote, and as you can see here, the estimated arrival time is only 4 minutes. Now, it could possibly take a little bit longer, but it also could be quicker than that. I've had ones that are routed through in a couple minutes. And so we're just going to sign this transaction. It's very, very simple. So once you've given permission for the OpenOcean platform to spend your tokens, using the seller bridge with the OpenOcean swap feature, we actually allow a one-click transferal process. And with the multi-chain bridge, it's just as simple, but we just have to do another sign on the other end. So we can see here that I've got the 2 AVAX OOE quote. I've given permission, and so we're just going to hit swap. And again, we get another refresher of what our quote is and the estimated arrival time, and we're just going to confirm that transaction. All right. Okay. So I mean, when we're using the bridges, we chose them for a specific reason. So seller, interchain bridge, and multi-chain MPC both use different technologies in regards to how they bridge assets. Okay, and when we use multi-chain, what we're actually using is MPC technology. And so what MPC does is it allows us to transfer assets between multiple chains very, very easily. And so with MPC smart contracts, what it does is it takes the token on the source chain, and then what it does is it creates a wrapped asset on the target chain. And by sort of doing this burn and minting procedure or redeeming procedure, the wrapped asset in the smart contract is very composable. You know, we can move over 600, I think it's over 600 bridged assets just through multi-chain, but in total, you know, we're pulling over 1100 plus tokens that we can do through both multi-chain and seller. And so the great thing about having this introduction or the integration with multi-chain is that it works, you know, with all the existing assets that we've got on chain. So if you can load it up and it quotes you for it, then you can swap it. And really, the DeFi in general, you know, there's a lot of bridges that we can read about and see on Twitter and stuff that have been hacked, or users have had their funds made available to bad actors, and that's why we're using trusted professionals or trusted partners in this space to really offer the best experience that we can. So we're just waiting for this transfer to come through. We can see we've got the swap tokens and inbound transfer transactions. So we can actually click on that and go and have a look, and we can see here, we can see how on the contract that we're actually pushed through, we've got a success on our sending. So we're just signing the part on the other end, or switching to BNB, and we should have to do one more, but we can see we've arrived on BNB chain. Now we're just going to wait for the OpenOcean swap to complete, and then we'll do a little demo on the seller bridge. So we can give our permission. Now we're just going to wait just a moment. But I mean, with the introduction of the one-click cross-chain, I think that at the time of year that we released it, it's really good because there's a lot of talk about maybe market sentiment shifting early next year. So again, when you're doing one of these things, just make sure you're approving any pop-ups, and always bear in mind that sometimes you don't get a transaction pop-up, so it'll be hidden. Like Trust Wallet will be hidden as a little notification. But we can actually see here now that we're all complete. So we've got our outbound transaction, and we can go and click and view all of these. And we can view our swap tokens and the outbound transfer transaction. And we can see here we started on the 26th of the 12th at 2:13, and we finished at 2:17. So actually just under 4 minutes. So that's actually really good. That's a very good rate. So now we're going to do we're going to do one via the seller bridge, and I'll quickly discuss them. We're going to switch back because I want to get this wrapped AVAX off. So we're going to switch back to Avalanche. I'm just checking the questions. We haven't got any, but if you do have any questions you want to ask, just make sure to drop them in the event questions. Whether it's related to cross-chain swap or not, drop them in there. So we should have one wrapped AVAX left in this wallet. There we go. We're going to do, we've already got some OOE, so let's swap to BNB. Oh, I think my amount isn't enough for this chain, so I tell you what, we'll jump onto BNB chain and we'll use the seller bridge going back in the other direction. And as you can see, like as I'm playing around with it here and using the interface, everything is loading very quickly. I know we don't support switching between the same chain. I'm going to go to BNB chain, and we'll connect. And everything, I say, it all works really, really quickly. There's a lot of other bridging websites where it won't pull up. It won't pull up your wallet info. It won't pull up your current tokens that you've got. Righty ho. Let's make sure we're on. BNB, fantastic. Don't think it's. Did I connect to the wrong wallet? Let's have a look. I tell you what, let's pop on. I know I've got it on. Let's use. I'll just reload that. For some reason, I don't think it's pulled my OOE balance. There we go. Let's see, I've got my $23 of OOE, just needed a refresh on my end. And some old tokens hanging around in the wallet. But we're going to go back to, let's do OOE from BNB chain, and let's do it back to USDC. Okay, so we can see here I've got my quote for the seller bridge. And you can actually see, look at the cost on this, the estimated arrival time 4 minutes, the same, similar as before. You can see how much we're going to receive. And our cost is actually, we're only paying 7 cents for this transaction. Obviously, once we've approved permissions, that'll be a 7 cents transaction cost. And we can see we're going from OOE to USDC to seller C bridge, and then to USDC on the other end. So I'm going to approve the platform to spend my OOE. And I mean, the other partner seller who we've integrated really sort of helped us focus on that paradigm shift for DeFi. We will be looking to integrate more bridges and more routes in the future, just to open up the cross-chain swap to as many people as possible. So I'm just going to confirm this. Okay. Oh, we've had our cost has just changed there, but that's okay. We'll still take that. We're still that cost when compared to a lot of other platforms, actually really, really good, especially as it includes a swap. So that I've literally just done one click, and that's taking care of itself on the Seller C bridge right now. But I mean, with Seller Interchain, they've built a really interesting platform because from their perspective, it allows them to deploy multiple like isolated versions or copies of smart contracts on different chains, and they have this like cross-chain composability with tokens. So you can, with Seller IM, it sort of opens up a really secure way of taking your tokens and sending them onto another network, all within a single transaction, and that's thanks to the very easy to use interchain message framework that we've built into the cross-chain swaps. And with both of them, with Seller and multi-chain, we really think that even with those two, starting out the gate, we're really able to offer a flexible approach to cross-chain swaps, because not only can you tie in to OpenOcean's insanely deep liquidity across multiple networks, you now get the flexibility of being network agnostic. You can jump around to whatever network you want, and simply be able to trade in moments. So it's really, really interesting. And I think that, as our cross-chain swap, as it grows, as the OpenOcean platform grows, this is a service that we're going to be able to look to offer to more and more people. And it's something in the future, which, is going to be, more and more, I'm not going to say requested, but it's going to be more and more entrenched without traditional crypto users even knowing that they need it. The future is going to be multi-chain in whatever form that looks like. We always want to stay one step ahead of the game, and be able to go where the market is, in a sense. And just while this is running, I would advise everyone just to go and have a look back through the Medium that we've posted. As you see, we've got a full breakdown of the Seller C bridge, the multi-chain bridge, a full user guide. If you want to just read through it step by step and learn exactly how it works, along with a little bit about who we've partnered with. So just waiting for Seller C bridge to come back on the other end. So I mean, it's been a really, really exciting month here in December for us at OpenOcean. It's been, there's been a significant change in narrative in the crypto space over the last few months. And we're hoping, with all these new tools, with the NFT aggregator that we're currently working on, that we make OpenOcean the one-stop shop for everything that we need to do in crypto. And there we go. We've actually just finished that transaction. That was actually even quicker than was suggested. So we had, excuse me. This illness. So you can actually see that we started at 14:21 and we succeeded at 14:24, 45 seconds. So that was actually 3 minutes. So we got a whole bit, a minute quicker than what was actually quoted. So you can go onto OpenOcean right now. You can go onto the main platform. It's up at products at the top. Click on cross-chain and give it a try. It really, really is, a great tool to use, and if you've got any problems with it at all, jump onto the Discord, jump onto the Telegram, and strike up a chat with us. We've always got people on hand to answer questions and help, and maybe give a little bit of advice or a different perspective on the market. Hopefully, going forward into the new year, we're hoping to make these community calls like we've done last month, do at least one a month, but potentially exploring the option of bringing on some traders and bringing on some guest speakers. So hopefully we can make this into a little bit more of an all-inclusive deal. So yeah, it'd be really, really exciting to see community members, start using cross-chain swap and really getting into the mindset of multi-chain composability, because we like to, well, I'm going to personally say that I think anyone who focuses solely on one chain, that might not be the best focus. And I think we as a team here at OpenOcean, we're very focused on giving the OpenOcean community exactly what they want, and in whatever form they want. So if there's any ideas for, if you have any ideas for new bridging partners that we might not have, thought about, or any integrations that you think might help take us that next step, make sure to drop it in Discord or Telegram, and we'll get round to it. So I think, unless there's any specific questions, in event questions, I think we're going to wrap up there today. Just a very quick reminder that, this whole space has been recorded along with video and audio, and we'll make that available very shortly. But if you have any suggestions, again, for the platform or for any of us here, don't forget to drop a message to one of the staff, one of the admins. And we've always got people around to talk to. We've always got staff on hand. So yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us all today. I apologize for my voice. I've been incredibly ill over the past few days. Perfect time to get ill at Christmas. And from everyone here at OpenOcean, I really wish you a happy holidays, and that the end of your year is nice. Spend it with family, spend it with friends, spend it with your pet. And yeah, we'll see everybody in the new year. Let's hope 2023 is nothing but onwards and upwards. So thank you very much, everybody. Big love from Guy, big love from the OpenOcean community, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.